can benefit from tonight. So again, let me just welcome everyone that is on tonight. Tonight, my whole goal, as I said, is that I've seen persons that have gotten the skills, and I've seen it, how it has transformed their lives, both financially as well as personally, spiritually. And I definitely want to see more persons transformed in that way. Some persons actually think that this is actually threatening, but I'll share it with you because over the years that I've been doing this, I have seen a model. That does not create competition, but where we can actually complement each other. I'm telling you, I'll share with you, where we can actually, complement each other and benefit significantly, because there's just not enough persons in this field. All right, so tonight I want to go into the programming of the machine. So for those persons who have their machines, I wanted to connect it to the computer. You're gonna do that. I'm gonna use this one, demonstrate. All right, and what I should do is actually, let me do this. Let me share a video with you. Let me share one of the videos with you that is in the course. So this is one. Let me close this off. So this is 3. This is the one I want.
Dr. Ben, I'm having problem hearing.
You're not hearing?
No. It's been glitching.
It's what?
It's glitchy.
And the volume is low.
All right, hold on. Let me. Hold on. Share sound. All right, let's try again. Is that any better?
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to another of Boston Institute Herbal Classroom series. In today's video, we are continuing our look at Unit 7, Quantum Evaluations. In today's video, I'll be giving a brief overview of the quantum analyzer as well as different components of the quantum analyzer. So let's go ahead. All right, guys, so I wanted to give you a quick overview of the different parts of the device of the quantum analyzer. I have 2 that I'm going to be sharing with you. So let's go through this one. This is my personal machine, and it has a number of features. So let's go through the different ports. So this section is the quantum analyzer. This is the assessment. This is a dual machine, but it has about 3 applications. So the first application is an assessment, and this second part is another assessment application. So this says dual application, but both applications are assessment based. So this is a regular quantum analyzer, and then this part is a meridian analyzer. All right, it's a meridian analyzer, and so this is we call this the dangle or the key. and this has to be inserted in the machine for it to work. So this particular machine, the software comes on a CD that you have to install on your PC. Once that's installed, you're going to need this. We call it the key or the dongle. The machine cannot work without this, and so this is critical to the use of the machine. Then we have the handheld scanner. So basically, this is a probe that you hold in your hand. So this is plugged into here, and then it is held by the individual like this for the scanning to be done. This is the cable that is used to attach the quantum analyzer to your PC for you to go ahead and work it. So this is pretty much my machine. So I basically just use this to do assessment. This is another device, a more newer model, and it has a number of applications. This is also a dual application machine, but the dual application is divided into assessments and therapy, right? So there's an assessment component and there is a therapeutic component to it. And I have a third machine. My first machine was a dual application machine that was very similar to this. It was both. All right, so let's look at the dual application of this particular machine and different parts associated with that. So we have our cable that we use, of course, to connect it to the PC, and this one comes with a handheld scanner that the person would use. It's much bigger than mine. Let me just show you the differences. So the older one is smaller, the new one, right? It's a little bigger, right? So and this basically, you know, is more comfortable. I like this one. So this is assessment. What I like about this machine also is that it comes with 2 flash drive. This one is a programmable flash drive. So this one is what the software is on. It's much more easier to keep safe. You know, with the CD, we sometimes have to make copies of it so that if the CD is scratched, then we still can use it. Because if you lose that CD, then you have to, you know, it does take some time to get a replacement. All right, so this is what we use to install it on the PC. The second dangle is the key that you have to plug into your PC so that you can use it. All right, so this is the I would call it the key. All right, so the next aspect of the machine that we want to look at now is the therapeutic component to it. So we have 2 sides. This is the slipper. So we have this slipper that is used to give therapy, meridian therapy, reflexology therapy to the foot. So you can basically just plug this in here, and you would take these ends and you would plug them into the slipper right here. You can plug that there, and you can plug this here, and you can now offer reflexology therapy for persons with poor circulation. A number of issues you can now use this to offer reflexology therapy. So that's one of the therapeutic application for the arm, or you can use it to offer reflexology therapy for the hands. So you just plug this in, put away the foot reflexology, and this is the hand reflexology. And you can use this now to offer reflexology therapy to the hands. So you can do both hands and you can do both feet, all right? So that's the therapy reflexology component of this particular machine. Let's put that away, but it doesn't stop there. Next, we have the therapy pad adjuster. And this is used to do TENS therapy. So for persons that are in pain, you can plug this in and then you can attach these electrodes. Attach these electrodes. And you can now stick these on different parts of the body and you can do TENS, that's trans electrical nerve stimulation therapy. So this is kind of like a TENS machine built into this device as a therapeutic component. This machine comes with about 2 pads. And then of course we have these. These are used for ARIA technology. These are attached to the ears. And you can use this to do ARIA therapy, which is using magnetic frequency to treat different parts of the ear. So of course you would just remove this and you would plug this into here. And then you can just attach that to the right and the left ear. And basically what you have is another therapeutic device. So this is basically 3 machines in one. This part of the device is used to adjust the how long the sessions would last for, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And these are used to adjust the different modes 1, 2, 3 to 4. So that's in terms of how the frequency or the wavelength of the energy that is being used. So you can use that to adjust that. And let me just show you one more. I'll show you one more device that I have. And this is pretty old. This is one of the first generations of machines that was developed. Let's move this out the way. And didn't come in this box. I actually had this box rebuilt. I don't use it anymore, but I kind of have it like as a souvenir. A lot of sentimental attachments are linked to this. This was one of the first ones that was ever created from in the 70s. It's a dual machine. It has TENS machines built into it and a meridian, foot meridian machine, as well as it does assessments. And this is working. I lost the key, which is what I told you about, very important. Now I think I have the key, but I lost the software. Right, that's it. This is a key, but I lost the software. So I'm gonna try and get this back up. So it uses a therapy pad, slipper, and a TENS machine, but a wonderful machine. So this is a quick overview of the quantum analyzer, different machines. This is about 3 different machines that we have here, and we have a couple more on the way that we use in a number of our centers. So it's a quick overview of the different parts of the quantum analyzer. All right, bye-bye. All right, so that's a quick.
And that you got them whatever they decided you gave.
Hold on.
Make sense? All right. So very quickly, just in fun.
So that's a quick overview of the quantum machine. So they are basically therapeutic machines as well as assessment machines. The one that Pastor has is assessment machine. This is also this is a dual machine. This is an assessment
one that we use in the clinics here, one that we use in the clinics are assessments. And we have two of these here, two different ones, but this is an assessment as well as a therapeutic. I don't know, if I get the chance, maybe I'll go into some of the trainings for the therapeutic because they're very effective. We use them to treat sciatica and a wide range of different ailments, but because we do mostly assessments, I don't get a chance to do a lot of therapies because therapies takes a lot of time. And based on how our clinics are now, we just don't have enough time sometimes to do therapy because we're always seeing, lots of people. But that is also another. Christopher, which one of these machines did you get? Did you get a therapy as well as an assessment?
Yeah, it came with slippers and the thing for the pads and the two things them that you hold in your hand.
Okay, so that's a
but-
therapeutic as well as an assessment machine.
Yeah,
Anybody
I got
else
the
have
slip.
any-
I got the one that you recommended, but I see that the slippers work, and I see that the handheld one work. But when I put it over to the therapy pad, I don't see it doesn't work. I don't know if I have to do something special about that.
Well, I may have to meet with you to show you how you use it, and there's a way that we use that. So we use that to do pain treatments to help persons who are having pain. So even though, but you'd have to go into the meridian because I'm also trained in acupressure therapy. So I used to use it in my acupressure, not acupuncture, but acupressure therapy as well. But I moved away from a lot of those things because I just don't have enough time to do it.
Okay.
But very, very effective. Anybody have any questions? Tina, which one did you get?
So I got the dual. I got the therapeutic as well as the assessment.
Okay, good. And very good. Adriana, which one do you have? Which one of the machines did you get? Something like this?
The smaller one.
Oh, just the assessment. Okay,
Yeah.
just the assessment. So it's I bought the assessment one because it's small and it's easy to move around. But it wouldn't hurt to get one of the therapeutic one because when you're starting out sometimes, I'll show you how to use it. It's a little bit more than just, so it's a little bit more outside the scope of herbs. But when I just started out, I didn't have the knowledge in herbs that I have now. And so when you're doing natural medicine, when you do natural medicine, when you go, when you study wide, when you've been trained into all what we call the modalities, which was what I did in naturopathy, not just herbalism. I did naturopathy. You're trained in hydrotherapy. You're trained in iridiology. I did that. You're trained in energy healing. You're trained in so many different modalities. Usually, when you're going to them, it's like you end up settling with some of the skill set. You're not going to use all of them. You understand how they work, but you're going to just settle with a few. But I'm willing to share with you, what I know. If that's where you feel that you've been drawn to, because it has helped a lot and it has been very effective nonetheless. All right, so we looked at the parts of the machine. Now let's go into programming the machine. All right, so everybody would have connected their machines. They would have got this cable, and you would have connected this end to the USB of your computer, right? And you would have connected this end into your machine. So you're gonna go ahead and plug it in and plug this end into your computer. After you plug that end into your computer, you're going to now, let's find it. This machine uses, I think, it uses a drive. So you're not going to, for those of you who have a flash drive, you're going to plug this flash drive into your computer in the USB port. For those of you with a CD, you're going to install the CD into your computer CD drive. And once you push it in, then you should see an icon pop up. What are you seeing, Chris?
No, I already hooked up already.
All right, you install. Okay. Pastor, what are you seeing? Anything come up on your screen yet, Pastor?
No, I remember I have an external CD drive, so
Right, so put the CD in the external CD drive and close it.
I put it in there. See here,
Oh.
I put it in there and I
Oh,
close
oh,
it.
oh. Hold on a sec,
don't get it.
Pastor.
Yeah.
Quick question. Did your machine came with a CD only?
Yes. You mean the one this one that I bought?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came only with it didn't come with any CD in it.
What about the dongle? The dongle should have 2 parts on it, or is just
It's-
one thing on it?
It has
One.
2 parts. It has 2 parts in it. This is
Let me see. I can't see it. Focus like it. No, go further. All right. You see the part that hold on. You see the little small part that
Yes.
says software?
Yes.
You don't need the
This
CD.
Huh?
The part that says software.
You mean at the end of this cord here?
Yeah. No. Show me the dongle, the security key guard, the dongle. The
That's
one
this
that yeah. No,
No, man,
that's not it.
that's the CD drive.
Yeah, it's the CD drive. With the
Yes.
machine itself, the dongle that you get, that brother Ben says, Dr. Ben says that every time the
key.
quantum won't work with it,
Oh,
the key.
This is
Yeah.
possible.
That's the
Yeah.
only thing that came on it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
All right. So the CD that you have, let me take out the CD, let me see.
That's the CD that this is the CD that was in the other computer you left with me.
Yes, that CD. You're
Right.
gonna go ahead now and you're gonna plug in the CD drive in the computer.
Okay, all right, I do that. I did that. And I did that. Hold on a minute here. I plugged that in the computer.
And then you're gonna press the button on the CD drive for it to open.
Let me see, hold on here. It's open, right? It's open now.
Put the CD in it.
The CD is in it.
All right, close it.
I close it.
Yeah, put it down. Don't hold it in your hand. Make sure you put it down so it's on the table.
It's flat, yeah.
Right.
But
And
I
then you're gonna look at the computer now. Give it a few minutes, and
Yeah.
an icon should pop up. Something should pop up.
I don't see any. That's what I was saying. When I put it in there, I didn't see anything pop up on it.
Wait. It should say something like install.
I didn't see. I'm familiar with that, but I didn't see that pop up on it. If it did, I would have just put install it, but it didn't pop up on it.
All right. Put your hand on the CD drive and feel if the CD is spinning.
Doesn't feel like it's spinning. Hold on. Open it again. Open it back. Open it back. Hold on a minute here. All right. Hold on. All right. I press it. It doesn't feel like it's spinning.
Does it feel like it's spinning?
No, you would have heard it spinning and then it would. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's not. I don't know if
All
I
right.
can-
So you're gonna click on the folder. Look to the bottom of your computer. You're gonna see a folder. You're gonna click on the folder for it to open.
Hold on a minute here.
We're gonna look for the D drive.
D drive. Let me see. Okay. Okay, D drive.
Sometimes you have to install it from the D drive.
Yeah, let me see. Okay, all right. Network, PC. Okay, all right. Let me see. No, not that one. Go to the D drive. Let's see. Okay, now back. CD, Windows.
You have the CD?
Yeah, oh no, not yet. Hold on. I'm looking for the D drive, it's the network. Hold on. You see? Okay, hold on. Download, no, upload, no. I'm looking for the D drive. I don't see. Music.
Sometimes that's why it's easier to, what I recommend is there's two way around this. One would be to get it to a technician and they
Yeah,
will copy the information from the CD
Yeah.
onto a flash drive. And I
Yeah.
sometimes recommend letting them email the software to you so that if anything happens, it's always in your email, you can download it.
wow. Yeah. I think, hold on, let me see here. Hold on. Hold on. I see the C drive. I don't see, I don't see a D drive, doc. I see a C drive. I don't see.
All right, no problem. I may have to do a screen share with you
Yes.
one-on-one and get that installed, but it's no problem. It's really no problem.
Okay.
Alright, so once you, so I know Chris has his installed, Adrian has installed, Sasha has his installed, Tina doesn't have her computer yet. So you're the only person I think here tonight that doesn't have the machine installed. So everybody else
Yeah.
would have had their machine installed. Alright.
Okay.
So let's move to the next stage, which is programming the machine. Alright.
Yeah.
Let me get a second video up. Hold on. Hey guys, welcome to Boston Institute of Natural Medicine. I want to welcome you to Unit 7, Quantum Evaluations, the Power of Energetics. In today's video, we're going to be giving a brief menu overview. We're going to be sharing with you how to set up groups as well as how to register your first client. All right, so let's go over to the screen where we can do just that. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is go right into our program. Already you would have had the software key plugged into your USB port so that you can access the software. Remember that without the software key, you won't be able to do that. All right, so here we are on our dashboard, the dashboard of the Quantum Resonance Magnetic Analyzer. I'm just going to do a brief overview of the menu. All right, so we have the home, we have the dossier. The dossier basically is just the filing, the different how the filings are arranged. All right, so you'll see all the persons, all the groups that you have here. We're going to talk about that some more. Then we have testing. This button, this menu basically allows you to start the testing process. Then we have suggestions. Suggestions basically are pre-defined, pre-written expert advice that comes with the software. And of course, you can go in and you can edit this, and we'll show you how to do that over a period of time to make it more customized for your setting. All right. So that is the expert. All right. Everybody hearing me?
Yes, I am.
All right, so I'm gonna send you tonight. I'm gonna send everybody tonight a document to do the programming tonight as well. So as it relates to the expert advice, there's two documents that you're gonna get. One is going to be hidden problems, and one is going to be sub-health problems. You may not be able to do that tonight because it takes a little time. But I encourage you. It's mandatory that you do this. And I'll explain to you why. Especially if I'm going to be working with you, this is where you actually put in the expert advice. Once you do a quantum assessment, by right, the person is supposed to get a report. Unless you program the expert advice, what they are going to get is the default expert advice. Now, because the machine was made in China, and to a large extent based on traditional Chinese medicine, in the expert advice, it might encourage them to eat like dog meat. So, you know, say you have a client, and when your client gets the report, in their encouragement, they're expected to eat dog meat. You know, it's the last time you're seeing them. So, they are by right supposed to get an expert advice. So you want to get out the default expert advice that is there, and you want to put in one that is more reflective of your culture. In the expert advice also, we have some programs, and some of you who have practices and some of you who are going to be doing formulations, I will show you how to even adjust the one that I'm sending you to make it unique to you and yourself. Like Mrs. Ali, you can, I'll show you where to program in it when the report will tell them that they need to do this therapy or that therapy, or when it will tell them about this product or that product that is in your dispensary.
Okay.
Good? So this is a quick way to work, especially when we go to fairs, or especially when we go outside to the events, which is one thing I'll talk to you about, because one thing that we do is that we host a lot of, we call them mobile clinics. Some people call them health fairs. And these are events where you actually go on the road, and in those settings, you're going to be seeing a large amount of persons. So you may not be able to go through the assessment as you would go through it in your regular clinic. And so what we do is that you will do the assessment, give them the expert advice, give them their assessment report, and then say to them that after going through the report, they can call you and you can go through the report with them in a more timely way. So that would allow you to be spending at least 5 minutes with a client instead of 15 to 30 minutes. All right, so 15 to 30 minutes is kind of like standard what you would, how long you would take with a client, depending on, you know, the issue. Because when we do an assessment, we want to do 3 things. An assessment is really to determine what's wrong with the person, but the correction should fall under 3 categories. It should be nutritional, it should be herbal, and it should be dietary. So the advice that you give them, so if they say they have high blood pressure, as best as is possible, you want to give them a dietary advice, you want to give them nutritional advice, and you want to give them therapeutic advice. So 3 things you want to do to ensure that they are getting the help from a multi-pronged approach. All right. So I'm going to give you that document tonight. So when it says hidden problems, you're going to copy from the table, because I'm actually going to give you a document that has tables. So where it says cardiovascular, you're going to copy what is in cardiovascular on my table and paste it into your cardiovascular. You're going to delete what's there, you're going to paste it there. Also, when I give you the document, the items may not be listed in my document as they are in yours. Doesn't matter. Just look at my document. It says cardiovascular. Then you're going to search in your hidden for cardiovascular, copy what is in my cardiovascular, and paste it in your cardiovascular. That's for hidden. Make sure you don't mix them up. There's hidden problems and there's sub-health problems. Then you're going to do the same thing for sub-health problems. The reason why there's hidden problems and sub-health problems is because the report will generate based on the severity of the problem. So hidden problems is anything below what is, so there's what we call mild, moderate to severe. So anything that is under moderate is considered to be hidden. So the report is going to give you a hidden advice for that. Anything that is moderate to severe is going to come under subhealth. All right. So you're just going to follow the document as I give them to you. Copy it and paste it. In the document are going to be some products. Now,
Hold on a sec, Dr. Ben. You
yes.
said that for hidden problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything below?
Anything below moderate.
Moderate.
Yes.
Anything below moderate is
Yes.
that. And for subhealth, it's
Anything above, anything from moderate above. Moderate to mild, moderate to severe.
all right, so moderate and above.
Yeah.
And anything moderate and below is hidden. Sorry,
I
anything
would
below
think it's the
moderate.
reverse. Mhm.
So
You-
hidden problem
so
is
you think
anything.
it's a reverse?
So hold on there. Hidden problem is anything less than moderate, and subhidden is anything moderate or greater.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Because it's you just copy the form as it is and just paste it in.
Yeah, man.
Right.
I just taking.
Yeah, and once you copy it and paste it in, you should be okay. So that's one of the things I wanted to go into. I should have, this video should be a little longer. I might redo it because I really didn't go into all the different menus as I should, because I really should have showed you some other stuff. But I'll do that with you. All right. For your setting. All right. So that is the expert advice. Then we have the suggestions. And once we have the expert advice, then there are suggestions. This is where you actually come to edit what suggestions you would have based on the different readings and the different findings. You enter the suggestions here. And then once you go ahead and print your compositive report, these not only advice, but also recommendations of products, herbs, and so on would be in that advice. This is where you actually come to edit that and to put what you insert what you want. Then there is a page set. This menu allows you to insert headers as well as footers on your report so that when they are printed out, for example, you can have your telephone number, the name of your institution that can be edited here on the report. All right. Then we have the backup, which is where you can go to back up all the files, all the persons that you've seen. You can back up that file so that it can later on be restored. This is a restore section. All right, so let me just talk a little about the backup. The backup is very important because over a period of time, your database gets really big. So I would say backup every month. So if something should happen to your computer and it crash, you can actually go to restore and it will allow you to, when you're restoring it, either adds you to restore everything from fresh, or in the case of maybe having a different computer, you could just add, so you can take from one computer and add to a present computer. So let's say in your office, you have a desktop that can't go anywhere, and that's what you use in your office. But you have another, well, the same machine, but you have a laptop that you would go out and do a health fair, and you need 100 people. You can actually take the 100 people and come back, bring them to your office and add them to your main database. So that's what the add and restore is for, which is very useful because when persons come, you can actually search your system for who you would have seen already. Right? So the system allows you to do that. So that's a very important feature because anything can happen with your computer, and if it crashes and you didn't have those files backed up, they are gone. They're gone forever. Right? So it's very important to back up maybe once a month, so that you have the latest backup. You can delete the months before because they'll make sense you have month, January, February, March, April, May, June. You just need the latest update at any given time, just in case something should happen to your computer. So we'll go through all these. This menu is a settings. This is where you set how the reports are displayed.
So, but
preferences.
hold on a sec, Dr. Ben.
Mhm.
You're all right. So the computer crashes, we did the relevant backups. It's on the quantum, right? Cool.
No, you have to back it up.
So when
You
you
have to
hit
back it up
backup,
and
when
save
you
it on a flash drive or
okay,
save it
okay, okay.
somewhere. You can't,
Yeah,
no,
okay,
it's not
cool.
backed up on the
Yeah.
quantum. You have to
All
save
right.
it somewhere.
But
Because
Dr.
my
Ben,
question was gonna
can you
be if anything was to go wrong with the quantum. That's what was my yeah, go ahead.
can you save it in the cloud to Dr. Ben?
If I do what?
Can you save it in the cloud, iCloud? Or you
Yes,
would?
you can save it to iCloud, yes.
Okay, all right.
Right. No, I didn't go into this, which is the display report. I should have gone into that because for some of you who have new machines, you know, you need to configure it. So I'm gonna do a live on that. So display report, preferences, and the sensitivity. So sensitivity allows you to turn up how sensitive the handheld probe is. And we've had persons who hold it and they can't read them because sometimes because of the nature of their work, their hands has so much callus on it that when you put the machine in their hand to read it, they can't read. If that happens to you, just let them wet their hands or get a hand towel, wrap it around the probe and wet it to increase the conductivity of it, and it will read. All right, so you can turn it up and you can turn it down. And there are some persons who, when they hold it, they'll tell they feel it pulsating in their hands. All right, so this is where you go to set that, where sensitivity is. Preferences allows you to touch how to set how the report is displayed. All right, and I wish I'd done that, but I may have to do it with some of you individually. I think I did it with Sasha recently to take off some of the features to make it just quicker and easier for you to read. But it's either going to give you an indication with words or it's going to indicate with chart. Words is to me much better, you know, but then again, you know, whatever is good for you. But words is pretty good because with words, you can actually see the parameters, you can see the normal parameters, and you can see the actual reading. So the person can better understand what's happening. All right, so that's where you go to set that you want to be displayed on the preference and how much sensitivity you want the rod that the person holds. You use that to adjust all of those settings. All right. Then we have the help. Of course, this gives you a list of Q&A, you know, questions that you can go through that explains how the magnetic analyzer works, so on and so forth. All right. And then we have the exit. All right. So what we'll be doing in this video very quickly is we're going to be showing you now how to add a group. All right. So I'm going to go to my home. But once you're getting ready now to register your first clients, you would need to go to Dossier. All right. And once you are here, what you're going to need is, well, for me, I strongly recommend organizing your clients in groups because it's much more easier to remember the groups that you're working with. For my example, I work with a number of clinics in a number of parishes. So my dossier is arranged in parishes. All right. So you'll have a parish, and under each parish, you'll have the clients that we're seeing. But let's go ahead and set up a group. So you would go to Group Manage and click Add. Let's call this group. Let's call this group Hanover. All right. So I'm going to Hanover to do clinic. I could call this remark just to help me. Bishop, this is a church or a community group. Bishop Clark, Bishop Clark's Church. Right, Bishop Clark's Church. Bishop Clark's Church. All right, so let's do that. All right, and you hit save. And now what you see is that I have a group. All right, and I could now go ahead, and the day that I'm doing my clinics, I could go ahead and add clients. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add one client. If you notice, it says Hanover. I'm gonna go ahead and add a name. All right, John Doe, a male, give him a fictitious date of birth, 17th of the 5th, 1973. Let's give him an 8, a height 167. Let's give him a weight, so 65. And for these sections, height, there's an average height for male, average height for female, but you want to be as accurate as is possible. Let's put in a number, 876 54432, and you can go ahead, add another mobile number. You can add the person's email, more information about their work, their department, you know, information that helps you to better understand or to you know, understand the history of the person, track of the person. And here you have remarks. You can add in the remark any unique information that would be important to remember. If the person had cancer, the person did any type of test. I use it for writing, for example, any medication that the person is on. So you can put that there. And all you have to do is just go ahead and hit the save button. And there you would have John Doe. Once this person is now entered, you are now ready to go ahead. All right, let me just make one note there. As it relates to the weight and as it relates to the height, if you did an actual measurement of the person and there's a decimal, the system doesn't take decimal. So you round up to the nearest whole number. All right, so if it was 67.6, it would have been 68. All right, so if it's 65.7, it would have been 66. So you round up to the nearest whole number. If you try to put a decimal, the system won't allow you to progress any further. All right, so and do your assessment. All right. What I would encourage you to do is you don't have to take department employment information, but I would definitely encourage you to get address, as much the mobile number and then the email. So I would encourage you to get those information, because this is also a very convenient way of building a list, so that when you have upcoming promotions or upcoming events, you can reach out back to these persons, and basically it becomes a very, very, very valuable list after 10, 12 years. Trust me. If you're seeing 300 persons per month, you can imagine that after 10 months, that's about 3,000 persons. You know, after about 10 years, that's about 30,000 persons. So, you know, you keep on, make sure you add the email, because it becomes a very effective tool when you are building a business. As the business gets older, you're gonna see the value of that list building. Now, once you would have entered that person's information, then all you would have done is you would have hold on. Once you would have done that registration, all you would have done is basically assess the person. All right, so basically, that is, no, come to the door. So that is basically, how you would have done the assessment. What I want to do now, what I strongly recommend is doing the assessment with each person so that you have a feel of what an assessment is like, what goes into an assessment, and recommendations. So let's volunteer one person. Let's go with Chris because Chris is very new. Chris, your machine is connected to the computer you're using.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna give you co-host so you can share your screen.
No, I won't be able to share. All right. Tell you what. Let me do the Zoom on my. I was doing the Zoom on my tablet while I was on my phone while I was at the computer up.
Oh,
Doc, I
Alright,
have
give me
one
a sec.
open if you want to do mine, you know.
you have one?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me. Okay. Say that again, Adriana.
No, as I can share my screen.
Okay, all right. Let's let me just. Good. You're co-host, so you can go ahead.
Are you seeing it now?
Not yet.
Okay, so when I did, what do I do? Sorry.
Here,
What do I press again?
so you have to
You're gonna
share.
go to the bottom and click share,
Yeah, I did that.
and then you're gonna choose the screen that you want to share.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
Zoom.
All right. So your machine looks a little different.
Quick question, Dr. Ben. Right?
Yes. Mhm.
Join. What's the meeting ID?
70, 70, 70,
70 70 70
1971.
1971.
And the password is all uppercase, class.
Hey, Dr. Ben,
Yes?
it takes a little while, quite a little while for the CD-ROM to download.
No, it doesn't. No,
Dr. Ben, let me in.
I just letting in. It's done very quickly, man.
Because I see it pop up on configuring. I fix it, but it's set up in English. I press that, but it's not. It just keeps spinning. It's not installing.
Okay, well,
Yes.
that means it's good. That means it's picking up. So
Should
you
I
want
stop
to
sharing then?
Dr.
Yes.
Ben, I'm in now.
all right, you're in. All right, let me do. All right, so let me do you, and then we go to Adriana. Let me do Chris. Hold on. All right, so you can go ahead and share now.
All right.
I'm gonna pull it
share.
out and start it over.
Yes.
All right, I'm on the quantum screen.
All right, so you're gonna go to home. You're gonna go to
Fort Dorsey.
no, you're gonna create a group first. So create a group, add a group, click on add.
Yeah, I did friends. All right.
All right, create a group. Call the group Brooklyn.
To your left, to your left.
Hit save. All right, click on Brooklyn now. All right, yes, I just clicked and then click on add.
Tested person, right?
To add
Uh-huh.
people.
Don't you want?
So that what are you saying, Adriana?
No, just saying click to add someone.
Yeah,
Okay,
tested.
and then, yes,
Tested person manage. Yeah, add.
all right. Click on name. Just type a name inside there.
Right.
I'm not familiar with the centimeters, pardon me. But
All right. So in the height, you're gonna put about 172 centimeter.
all right.
That's the height of
Weight,
a male. And for male, you're gonna put about 70 kg.
all right.
Uh-huh.
All right. Nothing else needed.
That is what male. No, you need to change the date. The date can't be present. No,
So
don't do it that way. That way take a long time. Click
All right.
inside the right.
So go back or go forward?
You're
Change
gonna
the
put the date, the month first.
No, which date you want me? You want me to
Just type it in.
a previous date or what?
No, the date of the person. Age.
Birthday.
Oh, birth date. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. 10.
Change the year.
What year is that?
83.
Okay, and then it's saved. And then
Test time.
hit testing.
It start.
Mhm.
Now you were telling me females is left hand and males are right hand, right?
Right.
Could you repeat about the hand?
For the hand, it's right for males, left for females.
Okay, noted.
All right, click OK.
Save it. I'm gonna save it, Dr. Ben.
Yes, it's saved. All right, so over time, we'll go through the different buttons at the bottom. We're going to use get report. Of course, delete means delete it. Comparative, I'll go through comparative with you. Maybe when you do 2 or more assessments. Now, so this is what the assessment looks like. Your machine does, scroll on, let me see how much areas it does. No, to the tested report.
39.
39, good. Now, in the settings, I can show you how to turn off some of those, right? Because you don't necessarily, you don't have to do all of them. I think, some machines going to hear that, you might not go into, and you don't want to leave it there for to skip over it because the person may say, where you skip over that from? So you see that to remove it. So you can go down to like 25 or 20 or, depending. And that's useful when sometimes, because how the quantum is set up, scroll up, let me show you something. No, on the tested. Let me see if I can bring in.
Tested report.
Tested report. All right, so on the cardiovascular, so let me show you it work now. So even though it is 39 areas, Some of them are, what we are looking at, if you remember, is the systems, the 12 major systems. So for example, cardiovascular, digestive, which is number 2, and number 3, large intestine is still a part of the digestive. Click on number 2, let me show you something. All right, so that is something we need to show you to turn off. I'm gonna show you to turn it down. Go over to where that chart is and just scroll. Right, good. So we do the top chart is a repeat of the bottom one. So one is just using a different type of chart to say the same thing. So you really don't want that there. To remove that, let's just remove it right now. Go to settings at the top. Settings, go to display. No, sorry, display is where you actually remove some of those items. It's preferences, go to preferences. So exit that and go to preferences. Good. Now, the first one is what is, so you're gonna click no for the first one. And this, okay now, click okay. Exit. You're gonna click return. And you're gonna click get report and go back in. Get report. Now it's gone. Good. So what we're seeing is just the words. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna what is this? We should go back up at the top.
Cardiovascular.
So I can go through this. With your permission, I can go through this report.
Sure, but quick question, how true it is considering that I don't believe that's my weight nor my height? Or the fact that I ate right, or the fact that I ate like around.
It won't be. No, the idea is not for it to be true, it's just to explain the reason.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
All right, now, when you do module 4, if you were to pay for module 4 and do module 4, in those videos, what I do is I go into explaining each of these areas. So I would go into blood viscosity and explain what is blood viscosity, and explain also what are the possible meaning of the upper end spectrum and the lower end spectrum. Because in normal range, it says 48.2642 to 85.371. Notice it says normal because the actual measurement falls in between that range. Good. So in this video, what I would recommend getting the course, because that is what I can't do on a session like this, to explain what each of those terms mean. It would just be too long. What I can do is explain what the reading means, right? Generally. So the vascular elasticity talks about how elastic the blood vessel is. So that is low. So with a low vascular elasticity, it means that the blood vessels are not very elastic. The blood vessels are rigid. Usually there isn't anything that the person can take for that. So we really recommend more physical activity. Myocardial blood perfusion volume, it just means that there's not enough blood flow because of the narrowness of the blood vessels. And then stroke volume is talking about, not that the person can get a stroke, but it's talking about the volume of blood that needs to come into the heart. So this person, if we saw a reading like this, it's not anything, it would just suggest that all the person would need to do is exercise. There is, because what I'm talking about also is, what I'm doing now is actually mentoring persons to do consultation without them doing the full course. Now, there's one module which I've put it I'm gonna add it. It's called jurisprudence. Now, jurisprudence is the last module because jurisprudence goes into the legal and the ethical considerations or aspects. Sorry, it goes to it goes into the legal and the ethical aspect of how to practice. So, for example, and next week I'll be going into that. So next week I'll be giving you forms and so on. And the form is going to have what is called a disclaimer. So because when you do something like this, you don't want to be charged for practicing medicine. And I'll go in that course. It is so needed because once you start to practice and you start to produce results and you get effective, if you don't know where to do, you can set yourself up for problems. And so there are certain words that we avoid, and one of them is diagnose. So this is what we call an assessment machine. It's not a diagnostic machine. We can't diagnose because only medical doctors can diagnose. What we do is we assess. Now, because we're conducting assessment, we have to say, based on this assessment, it suggests. So we can't use conclusive statements. That sounds like you're diagnosing. Everybody understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
So there are certain words that we can't use, and in that module, I go in depth into explaining what and what is not allowed, what is ethically, not just legally, but ethically what is allowed and what is not allowed. And one of the first thing you tell persons, so by right, when a person comes to you, and we in Jamaica tend to not be very prudent in ensuring that this is done. But before you see anybody, they should fill out a disclaimer. And in addition to the disclaimer, I would also suggest that you say to them that you are not a doctor, not a medical doctor. What they're signing to is that what you're sharing with them is just for educational information. That is legally required of us. So you really shouldn't see anybody without them signing that disclaimer that what you're sharing with them is just for educational information purposes. And you should explain to them, you know by that by signing this, I am telling you that I'm not a medical doctor and I can't tell you not to take a prescription. So in that module, I'll go into, even though you can't say, I will also guide you into what you can say. Right? So what we say is this suggests or this highly suggests, right? So this reading would suggest that this person needs physical activity. Right? Now remember that when we do the assessment, we want to do three things. Anybody remember what the three things we want to do are?
The diet,
nutrition, diet and herbs.
Diet, herbs, and
Nutrition.
therapy.
Oh yeah, therapy.
Therapy.
Oh yeah,
So
diet and
when you make a
nutrition.
recommendation, the recommendation should, as much as is possible, try to cover all three. So for the vascular elasticity, the therapy would be physical activity. For the diet, it would be to avoid high cholesterol foods. And also for herbs now, it would be to encourage, it would be to ingest or consume herbs that have the ability to remove plaque or cholesterol or to remove calcification. Three things you want to do. One, make a recommendation for a natural supplement that will remove calcification, which is the hardening. So in module 2 and 3, we go into the herbs. So we talk about herbal actions. So herbs from the salty group of herbs, right? Salty group of herbs. Those are the herbs that remove calcification. And again, the body tells us what it needs because that's when there's hardness or calcification is when your skull is calcified, so it's tough. When we were born, our skull wasn't calcified until it was exposed to oxygen, it became calcified or hardened, right? So calcium causes hardening, and calcium causes hardening in the eye, which is what causes like cataract. That is the reason why salty herbs, any salty herbs, if you even get guinea grass and juice it and drop it in the eye, it will remove the cataract. To get leaf alive, if you get a little mineral salt, if you use castor oil. So there's so many things that you can use as medicine if you understand how it works. Good. If it calcifications in the bone is what causes pinched nerve or bone spur. Calcifications in the tendons and the muscle is what causes stuff like tendonitis or those type of diseases. So calcification happens in different parts of the body, right? So we go into that and we explain how that works and what you need to do. So you want to recommend a herb in this case that would get rid of calcification. Some herbs like cayenne pepper. Also, when you add that too, because again, when you're making a formula, you're going to know that there's about 4 different types of 4 different headings that the herbs will come under. And one of the headings is going to be herbs that help to boost circulation. So you can use like cayenne pepper, ginger, or black pepper, or cloves, or whatever. But we go, huh?
Prickly ash.
Prickly ash, good. Pungent herbs. So pungent herbs help with circulation also. So when we reach module 3 on a Sunday, we'll go into explaining how those works, right? But for this person, they would need a recommendation of herbs that would remove calcification. For diet, they would need to decrease foods that cause calcification, like inflammatory oils or heated oils, and they would need to some therapy would have been like a massage therapy or any therapy that basically improves circulation and removes calcification. Huh?
The Beamer.
The Beamer machine, good. So that's how that works. All right, let's that was what? That was blood. Let's go to the second one. All right, so we're going to them. This is the gastrointestinal. Number 1 is pepsin secretion coefficient. That's in the normal range. Once it's outside of the normal range, it would suggest that the stomach is not producing enough pepsin to digest protein. If there's not enough pepsin to digest protein, then the person is going to develop acidity, because what happens is that especially in Jamaica, a lot of the food that we eat is protein, and it is complex protein. If you don't have enough enzyme to digest complex protein, the body digests what it can. The rest that it can't digest, it stays in the stomach, and putrefying bacteria now begin to break that down. So that's what causes acidity. But that's not the case. So this report is saying that there's acidity and there's malabsorption, even though the pepsin secretion is normal. Now, if you see a reading like that, it will suggest that the person is either eating too fast and not chewing their food properly, or they have some dental issue where they're not eating evenly on both sides of their mouth. And so for this person, what they would need to do is to pay attention to that. And that will just naturally go away. We don't necessarily have to give a product for that, but if we were going to give a product, we would give a product that would be neutralizing. If they complain that they are burning in their stomach, we would give them a product that would coat the stomach wall to remove the burning. And we'll go into different herbal actions that do that, the mucilaginous herbs. What are the herbs that constitute mucilaginous herbs? We'll talk about that, and then we'll go into formulation, because again, the quantum, how medicine was done traditionally by our ancestors, people didn't see a herbalist and then go on a shelf and get the medicine. What would happen is that after doing the consultation, you would have like 120, you would have what is called a herbal medica, or you would have a list of all the herbs that you use. And you would go into that and you would take what you need and compound it on the spot, give it to the client. So a consultation back then would last like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So in some cases, you can imagine the more traditional consultants would only see like 2 persons for the day. Because after they see the person, they would have to compound the medicine on the spot and give it to the person. And so the medicine is compounded based on the actual constitution of the person, which is far more effective, because what the cells is saying to you determines the percentage of the medicine of each individual herb that goes into the compound, right? And so that's again is one of the reasons why traditional Chinese medicine, because some of these practices, they follow them, they don't do like what we do. Like right now, if you come and see us, we would have fabricated compounds like the neodigestive. But guess what? How that neodigestive works for one person may not mean how it works for everybody. So the person who told that person about you may say, boy, they're going to say, goody, goody, good, it good. And then they get it and it doesn't have that result. It is because they didn't benefit from that formulation. So it doesn't mean that the ingredients weren't good, but it wasn't formulated for that person's unique condition. So it doesn't mean that just say, oh, throw it away. It just mean, and this is where the mentorship is, this program that we're doing is so phenomenal, because many times when we give persons the formulations that we have and they do a work, and this is the reason why it's important to educate persons, because a person gets a formulation and send a work doesn't mean that you're not a good herbalist. Right? Doesn't mean that you're not good at what you do. You just may need to reformulate it so that it's more effective for that person. So, these are very important information that you need to share with clients, because sometimes when a client comes to us and we give them one formula we have that we just use generally do our work, we sometimes have to say, okay, come back, maybe we need to increase the mucilaginous herb, maybe we need to decrease a particular herb that we're using for our enzymic function. So we have what is called the lead herb, then we have the support herb. So we have the lead herb, then we have the support herb, then we have the balancing herb, and then we have what is called the driver, right? So 4 different types of and so the lead herb can be 2 or 3 herbs or 4 herbs. The support herb can be 2 or 3 herbs again. Then you have the balancing herb can be 2 or 3 or 4 herbs. Then you have the driver can be 2 or 3. So depending on the formulation, you can have up to 12 different herbs make one medicine. What determines how much of what is going to be based on your experience, is going to be based on how well you're able to interpret what the person's body is saying to you. That comes with experience. That is what you perfect over years and years and years of practice, right? Because, but what you need is a structure. So that's what this course is going to offer. The course is going to offer you structure, and we're going to offer you some amount of mentoring, but how you develop that is going to be based on a number of things. For some persons who are natural healers, some persons the herb will actually instinctively know. I can't explain it, but if you're called to be a healer, and some things you will instinctively know. Some things, depending on your scientific background, that will guide you. So that guidance will come from different avenues, and it comes over time. So you can't be anxious. It comes over a period of time. All right. So basically, when we go through this assessment, let me just do one more. Let's go down to the large intestine. All right, everything there is normal. Now, this machine, again, not everybody machine will have this. So you can't follow it like that. But the point that I originally wanted to make is that even though we did number 2, which was the gastrointestinal function, number 3 is still on the gastrointestinal function. What this machine is doing is just giving you more information, right? So in this report, it's telling us about the large intestine peristalsis function. It's telling us about the colonic absorption, intestinal bacteria. So this would allow us to know if the person has parasites or not. This would tell us if the person is absorbing or not. This would tell us how peristalsis is taking place. So what the machine does, even though it looks like a lot, is that it's really 12 major systems it's going through. So when you finish the assessment, in your mind, you have to have an idea as to, number 1, what are the weakest systems? And that's what you're going to go after. You're not going to try to recommend a product for every single reading. You're going to try to determine what is the weakest system, because how the body works is that when you get sick, the sickness always starts from a particular system, and if it is ignored, it keeps on implicating other systems until it gets your attention. So in the same way, if you fix the weakest one, the others will naturally, automatically resolve themselves. That's how the body works, because the body heals itself. So that's also another thing that's going to take some time for you to learn. Not to be overwhelmed by what seems to be all of these areas that are off. You're going to learn over a period of time that you can ignore. The person will say, but me see that one there in red, or me see that one there severe. You're going to learn to say, oh, that's okay, we're going further. We're going further. And then you are going to also know when not to ignore it, but to actually zoom in on it. All right? So all of this is going to take a little time, but I promise you that how we intend to do it, what I'll do, I'll use some Saturday nights. Most people have a quantum, so I'm going to tell you to just scan your friend. But when you're coming on the screen, we're going to use pseudonyms. So we're not going to use their names. So before you come on, you're going to just put a pseudonym, but the report and everything is going to be real. That way, we are going to be doing real work in terms of the analysis. You're going to ensure that they don't do it 2 hours before, and then you're going to have all of these videos and you can go back through. And then now, because what I want to do is I'm going to be working with some of you to actually earn. So once I'm comfortable, because I need to know that you're comfortable with the machine, with setting it up and putting somebody on and then doing the report. That part I needed to be comfortable with. But once you're comfortable with that, then what we're going to do is that we're going to set up what is called proxy centers. So I can say to the public, we have a proxy center in Grand Cayman. If you're in Grand Cayman and you want to do a consultation, we can tell you how that can be done. And we connect that person with Adriana. We have a fee structure, how much we charge. So we charge them and you actually earn from that assessment. So you're earning while you are learning. That was the whole intention. You're earning while you are learning. And once the assessment is finished, we'll teach you how to do the reports. Once you do the report, we also have products, because remember, we're training you to make your own product. But until you reach there, we have products, because what I did was that I actually went ahead We have two set of products. We have one set of products that we formulate here in Jamaica, and then I have another set that we formulate overseas. And that was designed so that if we had, for example, somebody in the States working with, and they wanted to do assessment, it wouldn't just be assessment. We could actually do assessment and we could actually make products available for them. What I would do a little different is that, because in Jamaica it's different, I would have to work with Jamaican persons differently from how I work with American persons, because American persons love to sue. So when I work with American persons, I will maybe give you I may have to put together the formulation, and then you let them do it for themselves. And then, you know, because if the belly should hurt them, they can sue you. And in Jamaica, that, you know, a person belly hurt, you know, say, boy, Miss Satchel, may I take it something, may I tell her say it hurt me. Or they may take it and they have a diarrhea, which is they're supposed to have. But they sue you because they have a diarrhea. So these are just little things that are different in terms of the jurisdiction where you work. So it is also the responsibility of the person practicing. Let me say this again. It's the person's responsibility who is practicing in a particular jurisdiction to find out what are the do's and don'ts in their jurisdiction. I can't know what are the do's and don'ts in your jurisdiction. So even though we're doing this class and we're going, even when we cover jurisprudence, that is jurisprudence generally. That is not jurisprudence as it relates to your local jurisdiction. It's your responsibility to do some background information to know what are the do's and don'ts, because we don't want anybody to be doing anything that is illegal or outside of your jurisdiction. All right. So just want to make that clear for persons. So you know, because generally you can practice anywhere in the world as long as you don't misrepresent yourself as a doctor. All right. So generally you can practice anywhere in the world as long as you don't tell persons not to take their medication, as long as you don't misrepresent yourself as a medical doctor, then you're pretty much safe anywhere in the world. So that's what I do, and then we'll go into certain terms and words we can use, because what they're saying is that if you use certain terms or words, certain terms or words are what we call copyrighted. So what the medical fraternity did was that it copyrighted certain terms from members of their establishment. Right? So whereas like patients, it is copyrighted. Only persons that are board certified can have patients, or who are under their area. Persons who diagnose, those are words that belong to their vocabulary. So once you know what words are in their vocabulary that you can't use, you have no problem. Because once you use it, what they are now prosecuting you for is you're practicing as if you're a part of their community. They can prosecute you because they own all of those words that are licensed to them. So once you use those words, they are saying that you are practicing as if you're a part of their entity. Pretty much how it's set up. All right, any questions?
How do we get the report to actually shrink to the 12 major systems?
Oh, go to compositive report.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to, that report is called a compositive, meaning that it would only show the areas that were considered to be moderate to severe. All the areas that need attention would be what is on that report.
Mm.
Yeah.
So even though I am presented with all of this, right?
Yeah.
I can just literally click on compositive report and just
Yeah.
do this.
Yes, that's what you're actually going to send to the person, the compositive report.
Excuse me.
So
Right.
it is what you program in the system that is actually going to present itself in the expert advice. Why it's critical for you to program it, because if you don't program it, what is there now is what is default.
Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Right. So you want to put what is reflective of your culture.
Environment.
Yeah, your
So
environment.
my question to you is this: my environment is the same as your environment in terms of verbiage, language?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's just that it's
Right.
not the same as the East. Remember, these machines come from the East. We are in the West.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Western medicine is very different from Eastern medicine.
Mhm.
Mm.
All right.
All right. Any question, guys? Because it's now 9 o'clock, and I think we did 2 hours.
Dr.
Yeah.
Ben,
Yes.
you were saying the 12 major system, the compositive report gives you the moderate to severe, but is it the 12 major system?
No.
No.
That is based on the body of knowledge that you would know. So you would have to know, you would have to know, after you've written down everything, you would have to know from the training that you would have gotten, what is the weakest of the 12 systems.
Okay.
Right. So you would know, okay, the gastrointestinal is one of the major systems. So if that's weak, then it needs attention. The gynecological or the urological, the musculoskeletal nerve, you know, those systems you have to know from your training. That's why I recommend you start from the beginning of the module, and also if you can do module 1, module 4, module 5, 6 onwards. So if you can do module 5 and module 6, which is about 20-something units, and do module 1. So module 1 brings you into the course from the beginning. But since we're working on the quantum, you can also do module 4 or 5, where it will help you to make sense of what we're doing.
Okay.
Because it would go into all the terms, because I'm not going to be able to go into that in a session like this. I would expect you to be going through it on your own. And then when I meet now, you can ask questions, then it would make sense. But I couldn't go into teaching it. You know, but you're gonna see how you're gonna be able to ask questions that you couldn't ask. Put it that way.
Okay.
All right.
Another question I have for you. I have 2 machines, one
Right.
with the probe and that you can hold, the handheld probe, and one with the palm. The one
Right,
with the
infrared.
palm only has like the right hand, and you said for the male it's the right and for the female it's the left.
Well, that one uses the infrared. So is more a later technology. So you have to use the hand that they have on it, because they're using a different way of scanning. They're using infrared technology.
All right, cool.
Yeah. And that machine is good, because sometimes, you know, we teach, I may have to even show you how to repair this, because, you know, the teacher can show you to repair this, because there are times when it goes bad, you have to repair it. But the infrared wouldn't go bad any at all.
Okay.
Infrared one. So there are advantages and there are disadvantages.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Anybody else? Honey, you want to say anything? You're still there?
Went to bed.
She just turned it on. Liz? She just left the match and gone. All right, so that's it for tonight, guys. Who is that? Liz?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you're here. All right. Is there anything you want to share?
Not really. No, not at this time.
Okay, sister. That's all.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So we would have covered a lot tonight. I wish Michael was here. But we covered a lot tonight. So next week, next week, Saturday, I'm gonna go into now the report. I'm gonna go into what was it? I said I'm gonna go into start from, yes, next week we're gonna start from the report. Writing the report. Quantum report preparation. So we're gonna start from preparing the quantum report. So by next week, I would assume that everybody would have gotten their quantum, those who haven't gotten it. And by next week, I would assume that everybody would have programmed it because I'm gonna check to ensure that everybody has it programmed. So let me just do that now.
You and I would have to connect during the week.
Yes, during the week to get yours machine up.
My machine up.
Right.
If I have to go back to the store, I have to go back to the store. But I think I should have.
No, I don't think you have to go back to the store. What I need is just everybody just personally send me your email address tonight. I have some already, but just make it easy on me. Just resend me your email address tonight. And tonight, as I finish, I'm gonna send you a copy of the reports, and you will just go ahead and install it. So you're gonna go to suggest. Click on suggest for me, Christopher.
Suggest.
Click on suggest at the top of the menu. What is that, Christopher?
Christopher sleeping.
Right, so you would click on suggest and you would just copy from the document that I sent you and paste it in there. Copy and paste, and just press save. And once you do that, then basically it's saved. That's pretty much. It's a little tedious, but because if you have 39, I don't think I do 39 years. I think I'm about 26 or 29 or 26 or something like that. Some of the systems so I can go through with you. Some of them you can turn off, like hand analysis. And some of them that are, you can just turn them off because they just create test areas that the person who you're testing might require you to go through. But it's not related. Some of these areas are more for the traditional Chinese medicine, so you can turn them off. All right. All right. Any more questions before we go, guys?
Yeah, Doc, they don't normally see the report. You're telling them what you see. They don't normally see it.
No, but it's good. It's really required for you to send them the report. And let me tell you something. When you send them the report, it does something to them, because one, when they get the report and they go through it, they sometimes ask you more questions, which is good and which is bad, because you do have some clients where I tell you, they call you 10 million times, and when you tell them, they're just obsessed and call it over. But for the average person, it really allows you to give them more information about themselves. And two, if it is that you recommend products, you're gonna get a higher compliance with them actually purchasing those products, because there's something about when they see it for themselves, not that they were told, but they see for themselves that this is wrong, this is bad, and plus, when you do the second assessment, they have a basis to compare the second one with.
But would you not suggest sending them the comprehensive report instead of?
No, compositive, send them a comprehensive.
Sorry. The comprehensive confuses them. There's nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's too complex for them.
Too complex, too much information. Confuse them. You just want them to focus on what is of concern. So you send them the compositive, which is really what the system machine says are the areas of concern. And so you work on those areas. So I really do recommend that after you see a person, and we normally do it within 24 hours, you send them that compositive report. and I'll show you when we're doing the report how we do it, because we will say something like, let me give you an example. I'm gonna read one for you. It will say something like, hold on. I'm gonna read one for you. It will say something like, okay. It was really nice connecting with you, Mr. Dash. And based on your assessment, your report is now ready and will be sent to you as an attachment. Your report will outline a number of lifestyle as well as dietary changes that you will need to make in order to improve your health. You'll also see for each tested area a number of products that would be best to help resolve these health concerns. However, the following products below were recommended as being those most needed at this time. We normally reschedule a review 1 month after to check on your progress. Please confirm your appointment by calling or sending a WhatsApp message to. And then what we do now is, even though the quantum assessment has a list of recommendations, we always don't want to overwhelm them. So because of cost, we're also going to list in the email now those products that we deem most needed at this time.
Okay.
Right? So, you know, they have that and they can get that. What we do to, so if it is like from Miss Satchwell, them who have a company or who may be aligned to companies where they get some of their products from, what it does is that they could just put their link to the product, which sometimes as a consultant, it takes the pressure off you being able to stock an inventory to make available to your clients. What happens is that sometimes you can now make available products to your clients, and then you don't have to find the upfront funds to get that product, which is a huge help, and also is a huge help in boosting your income, because now you're making money from product. Because if you had a link, so we have a link, we have a whole host of products. So let us say Sasha, I saw somebody and they needed a collagen. She could know because with our program, I don't know how many watched our video, our launch video. What we did in order to be effective in what we do is that we created what was called 7 sectors. So one of the sector to our ecosystem, so our main company is the Hallelujah Lifestyle Wellness Group, and then under the Hallelujah Lifestyle Wellness Group, we have the Hallelujah Lifestyle Botanicals, which is an entity that produces products. Then we have the Hallelujah Lifestyle Wellness Center, which is the clinic. Then we have the school in Boston. So we have different sectors that help us to fulfill our goal. So for example, with Boston Hallelujah Lifestyle Botanicals, persons who work as consultants can register to become an affiliate. So you can actually recommend products that you get a commission from, that you don't have to stock in your inventory. That is a huge help for somebody who is just starting out. Somebody who just have enough money to buy a quantum, to buy a laptop, but they don't have enough money to provide or stock an inventory of products. You can start up with your quantum, start up with your laptop, sign up as an affiliate, and use the products in our catalog to recommend to your clients.
Okay.
And as you learn to make products, you can quickly or easily replace some of the products that you recommend with what you make or what you have.
Okay, understand.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So that is what we have done. So we'll talk more about that next week and how that works. All right, if there isn't any more questions before we close off, guys.
No, good night, Doc.
All right. All right.
Good night,
Thank you.
Doc.
Good night.
Have a great weekend, everyone. What's left?
Got it.
Hey, Dr. Ben.
Good night.
Night, Doc.
Dr. Ben.
Yes, Pastor.
I'm going to give you a quick 2 minutes call offline, okay?
All right.
Listen,
Okay, no
less
problem.
than that. I'm doing that now, okay?
All right. Good.
Dr. Ben,
Right.
will this
Yeah,
be
got it.
available? Will this
We're recording it.
Right. Will it be available for us? Because I started
Yes,
started a
as
little
soon
late.
as I hang up, I'm going to wait on it to get render, and I'm gonna add it to the group for those persons who couldn't join tonight, and I'm gonna add it for those of you who didn't start at the beginning, and so you can watch it. So I'm gonna make it available.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
So much,
you.
Dr. Bear.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right, so
Night.
thank you guys tonight for watching. Hopefully next week, Saturday at 7 to 9, we'll do this again. Have a wonderful
Okay.
evening.
Okay,
You
sir.
too. Thanks, sir.
All right, you're
Bye.
welcome.
Thanks again.